Hi, and welcome to another episode of the all new uh, TTown 411 report, as well as our community conversation. We're broadcasting live from McKinstry Banquet Hall, located at 5480 Jug Factory Road here in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. We're also broadcasting live on Sound Booth Radio 106.1 and Sound Booth TV. Mike, tell them how can they chime in on Sound Booth Radio and Sound Booth TV.
Sure thing, Daryl. To check us out on the radio side of Soundbooth Radio, just go to your iOS or your Google Play Store, download the Live 365 app. Once you download that Live 365 app, go to the search bar, type in Sound Booth Radio 106.1. That'll get you on with us on the radio side of Sound Booth, Facebook. Um, Type in Michael K. Wilson or Sound Booth Radio 106.1. Or you can go to YouTube, type in Sound Booth Radio 106.1, and that'll get you on with us on Sound Booth TV.
Well, each and every week we bring this program to everyone throughout the community, throughout the state, throughout the country. And we just want to thank everyone for chiming in each and every week right here on the T-Town 411 report and the Sound Booth Radio and TV. As always, we provide you with the COVID update, and our very own Miss Veronica Taylor is on the air with us. Veronica, go ahead and give us the COVID update as of August the 2nd, 2022.
Okay, hey Daryl, hey Mike, hey everybody in the chat.
Great.
Happy Tuesday. The update is, of course, we're waiting on DCH. They usually update on Wednesday, sometimes Thursday. Usually it's Wednesday. But per the New York Times, in Alabama, there's an average of 2,387 cases per day. Reported in Alabama last week. Cases decreased by 7% from the average 2 weeks ago. Deaths decreased by 42%. In Tuscaloosa County, there's an average of 98 cases per day that were reported last week, and 47 cases per every 100,000 individuals. So we're still in that what they call the red area. So everybody, please just be careful and wear your mask. It's more importantly to wear your mask now as it has ever been, because we're also, well, our area is not, we're not, and God forbid we do, but monkeypox is on the rise. There are 19 cases in Alabama, and they also suggest wearing masks, and that is very, very contagious, very easy to transmit.
You know, Ron, I was looking at the news about that monkeypox. It is supposed to be spread by skin to skin contact. And it says right now that it's so easy for you to get it that you can
Because
get
it's
it.
respiratory as well.
I'm sorry,
It's because it's respiratory as well. That's why they're saying, and for some reason, I don't know, I think it's an area generated thing, but even some of the healthcare providers are getting slack about it. And as we see, there was 46 individuals reported in DCA's count last week for C19. And as far as monkeypox, they have identified certain groups or individuals, I guess, that they see as far as statistically, that they see that there is a rise or increase in numbers. But everybody, be careful. People, the hugs, the daps, and all that, be careful, because monkeypox can look like anything from a simple pimple to the worst pictures that I'm sure some of y'all have seen. And if you have not seen the pictures, go to CDC's website, and it has an option there that shows you what it can look like. And for most people, it starts off as a rash. Some people get the rash first. Some people get the other symptoms first, but the rash tends to come along. And some people have it mildly, I guess, when you consider mild, they don't get a rash. But the reason I said it about the healthcare professionals is because they're saying, even on the CDC, it says wear your mask and let your healthcare professional know that you know how the area is going. Because I don't know, maybe some of them don't stop to take the time to look at, how prevalent it is in the area, but they're healthcare professionals. So that's like at the tip of their finger. I mean, they can just tap a button and they're able to see. So wear your mask. Wear your mask and go to CDC's. It's skin to skin contact, but it's very easy. You can get it off bed sheets. You can get it off towels. You can get it off surfaces. And see, that's making me just want to go back to wearing gloves because it lives on surfaces. I don't see how long yet that it lives on surfaces, but it's one of those things where you can get it from an animal, cat, dog, scratch bite. So
But they did identify male to male contact also. Is that correct?
what contact did you say there?
They're
Male
seeing
to male.
male to male. They're seeing a
Well, that's one of the groups. Men, they're telling men who are who are bisexual or gay. Um,
okay, I lost. I don't know what I lost. I lost the sound. I don't know if we lost Veronica or not. Mike, you still there? Mike, you still there? Hello. Sound like we have a sound issue going on. But while we're trying to figure that out, what happened right quick, let's do a quick prayer. Thank you, Lord, for this day. Thank you for this opportunity to come on this program and share information. Heavenly Father, right now we just want to pray for all our family and friends that are chiming in throughout this country. Heavenly Father, we're praying for our military right now. Those that are in the Navy, Marines, Army, Coast Guard, whatever, Air Force, whatever branch of Marines they're in. Praying for all our essential workers in the hospitals, our doctors and nurses, all the healthcare workers. Heavenly Father, we're praying for everyone right now. We're asking that you continue to watch over all our governmental officials, our mayors, our council people, our commissioners. We're asking that you continue to watch over them and their families. Right now, we're praying for those that are in the nursing home. We're asking that you continue to be with the families that are all going through bereavement right now. We're asking that special prayer for the Davis family right now. Heavenly Father, for those that have lost their loved ones, we're praying for them and build them up where they're weak. Let them know that you're in charge. Right now, we're praying for the McKinstry family and all the other families, Mike Wilson and Veronica's families also. In your son Jesus Christ's name we pray, amen. Okay, Mike, we having a sound problems. What's going on? I'm not sure. Mike, you there?
I'm on the actual air, Daryl, but I don't know what's going on with the phone service.
Okay, so your phone dropped too?
Yeah, it's. I think Daryl, there's something going on with your phone. Maybe your SIM card probably kicked us
Oh,
out again.
I do see it say no SIM card. Okay, hold on. Let me see what I can do. It popped out. Call me back in about 2 minutes.
Okay.
We'll take
Uh,
a commercial break right quick.
all right.
Let's take
is it off Facebook, Mike?
No, it wasn't on Facebook. It's just
Just okay.
the phone. His
Is he
phone.
on a commercial break?
Yeah, he was on commercial break right now. His phone. Um, the SIM card probably went out in it again. So
let's see. We still
Oh, okay, okay.
well, that's not working. That's not.
Get your event jumping with Caroline Shines and Impulse Band. Impulse Band has been together for over 7 years, and they haven't missed a beat yet. The band has and will play in various venues and doesn't mind traveling to you. Being led by Alabama Blues Hall of Famer herself, Mrs. Caroline Shine. Impulse has opened up for Bobby Rush, L.J. Eccles, Tank, Fantasia, Calvin Richardson, just to name a few. The Impulse Band will surely fit your need for entertainment. Dial 205-887-6859 or 205-887-5026. Or you can just email them at shinesbrightly@yahoo.com. Caroline Shines and Impulse, the band made just for you. Get your event jumping with Caroline Shines and Impulse Band. Impulse Band has been together for over 7 years, and they haven't missed a beat yet. The band has and will play in various venues and doesn't mind traveling to you. Being led by Alabama Blues Hall of Famer herself, Mrs. Caroline Shine. Impulse has opened up for Bobby Rush, L.J. Eccles, Tank, Fantasia, Calvin Richardson, just to name a few. The Impulse Band will surely fit your need for entertainment. Dial 205-887-6859 or 205-887-5026. Or you can just email them at shinesbrightly@yahoo.com. Caroline Shines and Impulse, the band made just for you.
Hello? Hey, Rick. I had to call you to tell you that the food that you brought to the party last night was wonderful. It made me think about my grandmother's cooking. Where did you get that food, brother? I went down to Thomas' Rib Shack to pick up the ribs, but when I got there, I seen that they had more than just ribs. I seen baked chicken, fried chicken, corn muffins, vegetables, apple pie, peach pie, and I looked around and I seen a sign that told me that they got chitlins and oxtails on Sunday.
Okay, you got it.
All I can tell you, go down to 2931 15th Street or just give them a call like I did at area code 205-759-5010. Thomas Rib Shack,
Right.
Tuscaloosa, Alabama.
Tell Mike to drop my call.
Well, I got you on with me and him.
Okay, sorry about that, y'all.
I'm on TTown.
We're
You
back.
could drop it so it'll free up some space.
We're back. Sorry about that. Phone just went blank on the SIM card, but that's sometimes how it goes. Sometimes. All right. Want to say hello to Patricia Williams, Wendell Davis. How you doing, sir? Kyle Porter, Betty Hopkins. Everyone that's chiming in tonight. We're waiting on a call from our guest tonight. Tonight we'll be talking with our vice chair of the Tuscaloosa City School Board, Mr. Marvin Lucas. He should call in shortly. I know they had school city board meeting tonight, as well as city council meeting. I didn't get a chance to check out neither one of them, but they will be on the program with us shortly. So anyone that has questions for the upcoming interview with Mr. Marvin Lucas, please post your questions now. You can, or you can call in at 310-6067 or 826-7661 to get you in contact with us here on the program. Mike, we was talking last week about the pastor. Hello, Tony Knox. How you doing? Thank you for chiming in with us too. About the pastor in New York, and it's beginning to shine a little light. Look like I think someone said he scammed the family out of $90,000, insurance money or something of that nature, and getting more and more and more information about it. And then some people are saying this is a sham on the robbery.
But we all were saying that kind of after looking at the video last week, and breaking everything down, majority of us were saying that. And of course, we had Miss Sanders, Miss Tina Sanders on, who's actually, I guess, kind of working that case as well. And um, she didn't say much, but it was almost like though she hinted as though she didn't quite believe that it was an actual robbery either. So um, yeah, I don't know. Sometimes you just, I don't know what kind of publicity he was hoping to get from that, what type of payout he was hoping to get from that, but it looked like it's going to come back and bite him.
Mm.
It's unfortunate because every time he does something, now all the rest of the pastors are going to have that stain on them. There's going to be a lot of other pastors that's out there doing the right thing, but they have a stain on them. So
Well, I think,
especially those who are in those mega churches.
yeah, I think a lot of people just kind of know who's real and who's not. It
You,
just
you like to think that though, Daryl, but you can look at some of these churches, these mega churches that you see them on TV and um they probably don't know 10% of their congregation, but they on every Sunday they pulling in millions of dollars, or every Sunday, Wednesday, whenever they do their services, they pulling in millions of dollars all the time, and then you look at what they're doing outside of the church, and a lot of their flock is living modest lives, and they're living high on the hog. So that kind of makes some people feel some kind of way. I'd say. I think.
yeah. Hey, Tina want to say hello to Tina. She chimed in. Tony Knox, Calport, all of those. The latest plot, the plot thickens. Pastor Rob during live stream allegedly swindled $90,000 from parishioner in debt $335,000. The story of Brooklyn Bishop Lamore Miller Whitehead gets wilder by the day after allegations have surfaced that the pastor conned a member of his congregation out of her $90,000 life savings in a separate lawsuit in which he owes developers over $335,000. Whitehead denounced the press on Friday after many social media sleuths have dug into the church head's past, outing his felonious history. According to the city, Pauline Anderson, the parishioner, accused him of SW swindling her retirement savings, sued the bishop in September of 2021, and he told her he would help buy her home due to her poor credit. But instead, he kept the money for a failed 2021 political campaign, court documents say. Reports additionally maintain that a New Jersey development company won a lawsuit against the ex-con pastor in May of 2021 for more than $335,000 in unpaid dues. During a press conference in Brooklyn yesterday, the pastor opened up the conference with a prayer to address the traumatic events by extension the allegation. They always want to bring up the past, he told reporters, and went on to detail growing up without a father. He continued, everybody is setting a narrative that it was $1,000,000. It was 400,000. All that's garbage. Before opening the floor to question, Whitehead ended his speech with the leading story around the world is Bishop Whitehead. Everybody tending off for Bishop Whitehead. But Bishop Whitehead goes home and cries because I'm the victim. My church is the victim, but the media is portraying me to be a villain. As previously reported, the bishop was robbed at gunpoint by masked men during an Instagram live stream of his sermon last Sunday. He was in the middle of addressing the congregation until he spotted the possible danger and hit the floor on his hands and knees. While original reports say he was robbed over $400,000 worth of jewelry, many outlets have slated the heist was valued at over $1,000,000. During the press conference, he declined to go into detail regarding the missing money and his debts. The pastor has only testified the backlash each time he addresses this situation. Many not buying his impassioned address. What in the juicy smelly is going on here? One user commented, you can't afford security for your church, but got millions of dollars of jewelry, several high-end cars. Make it make sense, said another. Pimping by any other name is still pimping, wrote a third. Wow. They all up in him still.
Yeah. I think I think it's all this chicken and coming home groups, how they used to say it back in the day. All that stuff coming out, and usually when you get caught doing something, and it's usually what they call a player move. Why you bringing up old stuff?
Mm.
That's usually what you say when you get caught. And it seems like that's what he's saying now. Like, oh, that's stuff that happened in the past. Eh, it just don't look like it's in the past to me, personally.
It's coming. It's going. It's coming out. It's coming out. It's coming out sooner or later. It's coming out.
Yeah, because like I said last week, Darren it was a great conversation to have as far as the security and stuff like that in the church. But I just had to say something because I was hearing so much from people I know in New York and then just people on social media and just other people, and they were like, and maybe those people had that concept, had that perception of him. They probably had that perception of him off the top because they know him. They know his past. You know, people who are closer to him, people in the area, they know the past. But other people across the country probably were like, well, maybe he's just a flashy pastor. And then more and more was coming out, and it was coming out quick. And then just the details, how things were happening when it all happened. People was looking with a side eye. So I was like, okay, this is a great conversation to have because we've talked about that a lot with all the stuff that's been going on about security in the church. But what is one to do when it's potentially, allegedly could be an inside job?
Right.
A whole lot. Hey, Daryl,
And you still have people who would have been afraid.
We got Mr. Lucas on the line with us.
Okay. How you doing, Mr. Lucas? Can you hear me, Mike?
Yeah, Mr. Lucas. How you doing?
Good, good, good. Thank you for coming on the program tonight. Oh no, you fine. You're fine. You're fine. You right on time. Uh, we just gonna let you take the floor and tell us what this 2022 school years to hold. Um, I know y'all just got out of school board meeting, so tell us what's going on and what we're looking forward to this school year.
Well, we are looking forward to an exciting school year. Definitely with the fact, we don't have as much COVID as we had. Hopefully everybody is geared up for this face-to-face so that we can get our students moving in the right direction. The staff and teachers and everybody report back to school tomorrow. Students don't come back until the 10th. We have the system-wide institute on Monday morning, and we get everybody hyped up and fired up for going back to school. We have a few things we've been working on this year. We're always trying to strengthen and working on the code of conduct to improve the conduct of our students and making sure everybody understands where we're going. We worked on the dress code a little bit better. We had a lot of people talking about we need to make our students a little bit more professional, a little better on the dress code for some of the things that we kind of gotten flack on. One big thing I know is you see it in the news and everything as far as safety in our schools, and I want to assure that all the parents and everybody that's listening that we are working and striving to make sure our schools is as safe as possible. I want to first commend all of the law enforcement in the Tuscaloosa, West Alabama area. Particularly, you look at the Tuscaloosa City Police Department, you can't say they have been just there to support us 100%. You look at the Tuscaloosa Sheriff Department, they are there as backup if we need them. University Police, state troopers. Anytime we need something that is tragic or something, they're there to support. We've been working to make sure and to get a SRO office in every school. We're a little short, but the city is working with us on hiring a few more to make sure we get all of those schools have one. Each school will be covered, but our goal is to make sure we continue to have an officer in every school, making sure that our schools is safe and that our parents knowing that when they send our children to our schools, our children will be safe in the schools. We've been working hard on trying to get all the teachers hired. Of course, we're a little short. I want to say as of tonight, we were down, I think, 19 total, but only 14 classrooms where we had to make some adjustments. But we hope to continue to hire in that area that we will feel it. It's a nationwide crisis that's hitting everybody with lack of people going into education and shortage of teachers. Um, so we're going to be working hard on that.
Let me
I
ask
don't
you.
know what else. What do you got any questions for?
Yeah, I had a few questions. I see that I think the Stavia Hill school system or Jefferson County, I guess they're not getting people that changing their profession. I mean, I think they reported on the news where nurses and people with 4-year degrees that you're giving them an opportunity. Well, they're giving them an opportunity to get certified as school teachers. Is that something the Tuscaloosa City School doing already, or is that something that
Yes,
you might be looking into?
yes, we're looking at that, and that's why you bring in someone in the professional field with a degree that could work toward with a degree in the area that we need that do not have a teaching certificate, but they are working on it, and we do it as an emergency certificate in that line. A lot of those teachers, while they're doing that, they have the support from the system, other teachers there, and our special support team to make sure at each school has a support team to help them with the curriculum and some of the discipline. People in the professional field probably one of the biggest things about them coming in these type jobs is they are professional in the manner of knowing material and stuff, but as far as classroom organization, it may be a little bit different for them. And so we have a support team there to help support them through this. But yes, we do have some of those teachers in our system also.
Well,
Hopefully, we encourage them to get a degree and go on and complete the teaching education and be with us for quite some time.
still need school bus drivers. I think you went up on the pay and tell us a little bit more about what y'all doing to make sure all the students are picked up and everything, Mr. Lucas.
Well, when you first start school, you don't get everybody the first couple of weeks or so, particularly in the earlier age schools, elementary. The parents drive the kids to school because they want to see who they hanging out with and what they're going to be doing and everything. So we feel that we're okay on the bus. Just right now, we're still, I think it said 9 bus drivers down. We're still working on hiring them. We're taking care of helping them get their CDLs, going through the training so they can go through the training and everything. So, and we're paying them a nice sum of money to do the bus, to be a bus driver. It's a great opportunity for a retired individual who's out there who could tolerate being around children to how to supplement their retirement money. I think it's a pretty good salary that we'll be paying.
For us back to school, how is it important for the parents to have the kids back in school the first day of
Well,
school?
it is extremely important to have them back the first day of school because the state, we are funded based on the first few days of school. To see, so the funding we get for the number of teachers that the state paid for this year, 2022, 2023, is based off of what we had the first of school in 2021, 2022. So, in order to make sure that we have enough teachers being funded by the state, we need those students to be at school the first day of school and throughout that time so that our attendance numbers will be there. So we'll be funded with the right amount of teachers. So you wouldn't have go to school and say, well, you all had 30 kids in my classroom. Well, we need you to bring those children to school the first day of school. Not only that, every day that a child is out of school, puts them further and further behind all the other students in the classroom. Then the teacher has to go back and bring them up to where they are. We definitely don't want to leave a child behind. We want to make sure we keep them moving in the positive direction. But we need enough in the first day of school that they're continuously, so that we can make sure that they're getting everything that they need to be successful.
As far as the schools in the Western Cluster, how did we grade this past season or this past year?
I think we did pretty good. We were recognized at Central Elementary on the state level, and for some of the outstanding things they did there. Some of the schools on the west side was recognized as character awards. So we're making great progress. Um, when we first came on the board, everybody frowned on the schools on the west side and talked about the teaching there and they were failing schools and all of those things. Now, we have moved away from that. We've moved to a time now where our students on the Western Crust are performing just as good or better than the others. Now, is it 100%? No, it's not. But we need community support to come in there to help encourage those young people, whether you do it on Sunday morning at church or whether you do it when you walk up and down the street. I know when I grew up in Mobile, you'd come home and everybody on the street would say something, how you doing in school? And the weird thing about that is a lot of those people couldn't even read the newspaper.
Hmm.
But they were encouraging the children to do good in school. And we got to get back to that community support to encourage our children to do well, to continue to deal with the struggles that we're having in society today. And but our schools over there are doing real good.
The
Mr. Lewis, I'm sorry.
Well, let me
Yes,
ask
sir.
this one last question.
Are y'all still going to be using a lot of the laptop computers this year in the schools?
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just wondering if y'all was going to continue to use that. They still going to be taking them home. It's going to be in lieu of textbooks now, or
Well, what we're doing with the laptops this year, all of the middle to high school will continue to take theirs home every day. We're bringing the laptops from the elementary back into the schools uh, to be in the classroom so a child can use it every day. You'll be amazed at how many children would come to school and I forgot my laptop. I forgot my computer. And if they're doing computer-based stuff in the classroom, either they had to go and try to borrow a computer from somewhere, the library or somewhere for that child, or things of that nature. So we're trying to bring those back in, and then there are assignments that they will have where they will take those computers home to work on those assignments and things as needed on that. But at the end of the year, we brought in all the computers to have them service and maintenance. We had a company come in and go through all of them, clean them up because there's some things that shouldn't have been on those computers, of course, and get them prepared for the fall. And so every classroom will have a classroom set in the elementary so we can make sure that when they're doing computer stuff at school, that the children will have one.
have someone that question what's the preparations that the school system taking now with the rising numbers of COVID and the monkeypox?
Well, we're continually monitoring all of that on a daily basis. We're making sure that we're encouraging everyone to continue with good hand hygiene. Mask, of course, is optional to anyone who wants to wear a mask. We're not in a policy or set that we're having to wear a mask at this time, but it's just optional. If I want to wear a mask, But one of the biggest things, I think I said it all the way through COVID. You know, when me and you grew up there, you come in the house, time you walk in the house, you better go in and wash your hands, boy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And we've gotten away from the basic hygiene, making sure we do the hair, washing of the hands, you sneeze to cover up, you sneeze and your nose running, it makes you go wash your hands, wash your face and everything. We have to get back to that because COVID is going to be around for a while.
Mm-hmm.
It may not be as bad as it had been, but we have to do proper hygiene and protecting ourselves as much as possible as a community with the children also. And of course, we're going to continue to do the sanitizing of the buildings like we've done, proper hand washing, making sure that we watch those things and monitoring children that have the symptoms that we refer them like we would normally do to the nurse if we had to.
What's the procedure now about this free lunch? I think it's something came over the news during the summer, and I don't know if a lot of people took advantage of it.
I missed the first part of that, Daryl.
About the free lunch, I think something came across the news during the summer. What was what's the thing about the free lunch now?
Well, the free lunch used to be that everybody in school got free lunch. Okay? And so now it's gone back, before COVID and probably a few years back, you get the forms, you have to apply for your free lunch, apply for the forms. And just like your lunch forms, they have to turn those forms back in and apply for them. And I think they're going back to that at this particular time. But the majority of our students will still qualify for the free breakfast and the free lunch. That's something that happened at the federal level, not at the local or state level.
So basically, parents just need to fill out the forms or go online.
Go online and fill out those forms as much as possible. We prefer to go online and fill them out and email them back in because, like I do, they fill out the form, give it to the child, tell them to turn it in. They lose the form, leave it on the bus, drop it on the way to the bus, drop it somewhere, and it don't get turned in until then. Everybody's mad at school because they don't have a form. But if the parents can, and they can go by the school, and also, if they don't have a computer at home and actually use a computer there, and they want to help them fill out that form.
You think, do you think the community was made aware? Did y'all put out anything, or is it something that it can just take place on opening night or something like,
Well, I think we put out a little information. I'm not sure exactly what PR put out on that. I can follow up and get back with you on what they did put out. But we're going to be marketing, but I promise you, no child will be at that school hungry.
Okay. That's my point.
No child will be at any school hungry. I promise you that.
Yeah, that's what I want to make sure because sometimes there's communication online or paperwork.
We have to follow, but I promise you, no child will be at any school hungry. The only reason they be hungry, they just didn't like what we served for lunch.
Okay, any more questions? Go ahead, Mike. I'm sorry. I just want to get some of those points out. Of course.
Well, I guess I'm kind of wondering about some of the classes that y'all are offering this year. If you're having a teacher shortage, will some of those classes not be available to all the students?
No, sir. We'll be having the same classes we've always had. And what I said there is that even in the classes we may have to put a substitute in, they will have support in those classes to help them along the way. The other teachers or the department heads in those areas will be helping prepare materials so we can continue. Most of us, I just have a strong feeling, we will have these positions filled, and but we will not have a course because of this. Right now, we're moving straight ahead with all the courses.
Does that include TCT as well?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And I'd like to put a plug in here if I can at this
Go ahead.
time.
Yeah, go ahead.
For the parents that's listening is that I strongly recommend anybody that we moved it down, I think, to the 10th grade for the dual enrollment. If a parent has another child that's in college and they having to help pay for that child in college, you need to be having your child take dual enrollment courses right now so that it's being paid for your child to get college credits while they're still in high school. Those courses will count for high school and college. So if you're in the 10th, 11th, or 12th grade, please, first day of school, or if you got a chance, contact the counselors, contact them, and try to get your child enrolled in some of those dual enrollment classes. It helps, believe me. I have to pay my daughter's college right now.
So
it helps.
So what I'm hearing now, if you're in the 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th grade.
10th, 11th, and 12th.
10th, 11th, and 12th.
Oh, okay, 10th, 11th, and 12th. So you can.
At one point, it was just 11th and 12th grade.
Okay.
And we moved it down to the 10th grade because the mayor and the city with the funding that they're supplying to us is helping. There's other Shelton State, University of Alabama, Stillman College are doing things to help offset some of the costs and everything. And it's a great opportunity for us right now. If you want your child to go to take up courses at Alabama, they can go there. They go to Shelton, pick up courses there. If you want them to be at Stillman, one of the historic black colleges here in Tuscaloosa, and pick up courses there, they can pick up courses there. But it is just so important for us to use this money for dual enrollment. A few years ago, I don't know, it was this graduation or last graduation, a young lady who got her degree from Shelton on one day and her high school diploma on the next day. That's something.
It is.
And those opportunities are out there now, and we need to take advantage of those things.
So how do they work? Do the student have to have a certain grade point average, or how exactly do that work?
Well, they do want them to have a grade point average, because a good grade point average, because they want them to be able to be competitive in the courses. They don't want them to take those college courses and then don't do good in them, and that discourage that child from going to college, and discourage them from doing anything. And with that course counting also as a high school course, they need to make sure they are passing the course in order to be in those classes.
So is there a fee to the parents that for the students that's enrolling in dual enrollment?
Thanks to our mayor and city council, they're taking care of, they're giving the system funding for it, and also Shelton State, University of Alabama, and Stillman College is working along with us. So there's basically no fee.
Okay.
Speaking of those three colleges and universities, are y'all doing anything to partnership with them as far as student teachers or anything to go into the classroom?
We're doing our best we can with some of those courses that those student teachers out there to come on board to do that. We even get some of them that come in and work with us like if they're graduating like in December or something, pretty much working with us, and so that when they graduate in December, half a year, they're a full-fledged employee already with us. So yes, we are working with as many as we can at all of those schools to try to encourage them to stay here in Tuscaloosa.
Would they also be available to like after school programs like tutoring sessions or anything like that?
Well, most of our schools have after-school programs and tutoring programs. Most of the elementary schools and middle schools too, through the 21st Century grants and all those things that help with the tutoring after schools. And what we have there is we have some of our employees who sign on to work with those programs to help with those programs after school for that. Um, there's a ton of opportunities out there for young people to get extra help and tutoring through those programs.
Now, the last one I got is we've been doing a whole lot with mental health here in the city. How are the city schools looking by way of counselors?
Well, let these counselors are social workers.
Both.
Both. Okay. Well, we have social workers that are out there working along with the school counselors to help identify some of those things. Then we have a lot of agencies that are working along with us too. And I don't know if you all remember, Stillman Heights used to be an elementary school, and we have a STARS program too. We're starting this fall with some partners and it's going to be called New Heights. And what it does there is that we have the wraparound services there where we have people there that's going to be working with social workers, other agencies that could help children, and not just the children, but also the parents with issues that deal with it to help them better educate our children.
So, would students be attending this, or is that just a resource center that?
It's a resource center basically, so that if a student or parent had to go over there, you used to go to a spot, you have to go to downtown for this,
Mm-hmm.
you had to go east Tuscaloosa for this, you had to go over here for this. We're trying to come up with a centralized place, and we have these services in one location that you can go in there, and then those different services are collaborating with each other, so that if Marvin Lucas come in there and he came to see me for this reason, and then in our conversation I find out he needs this, and this person is down the hall, we can work together in one building to resolve or help those individuals and those issues.
That's good.
This is the first year that we're doing this in full fledged. These partners are coming aboard, and it's a great opportunity for Tuscaloosa.
Actually, that's where the Boys and Girls Club just opened up they second hub in
Yes, sir. We did that. So we got the after school program with the Boys and Club there, so they can be right there. And then if a parent come in, pick the kid up from that, and they see this sign or poster about this other thing, they got the opportunity right there in one building. So it's a great opportunity for us to help the children and the parents and the community in one location.
Is there a plan, perhaps, to just see how this is going, to maybe expand that to another location throughout the city?
Well, we don't have a plan to locate it to another location at this time. Right now, we want to make sure we get this one off the ground and get it working. We had the building, we got some grant money and different fundings out there to remodel the building, to help with the building, and the partners that's coming in are helping with some of the things in the building too, to make sure that it's up to spec. Our goal right now is to get this one off and going good. And of course, like anything, if you got a good product, you can definitely move it somewhere else. But our goal right now, just being the first year that we're really active in working on it, is to get it off the ground as best we can, and then look at those future opportunities. It's quite a big task and a lot of funding that has to be in there and the location and stuff like that. But if you can go to one place and get everything, it's a great opportunity for us.
I absolutely agree with you. What are, I guess what I'm asking, what is the advertisement for with that? Because a lot of people didn't even realize that some of these programs were actually over there at that school system out of building.
Right. Well, we're working on the marketing of that right now, getting that marketing out. We're just finished some of the remodeling and construction stuff that we had to work on to get it to the level we needed to, and you should see a lot of that coming out real soon. Hopefully, we get some news media coverage on it. We got a new public relations person on board. She's geared up and using the social media. We're going to be putting information out there for the parents the first day of school, talking about it, and doing the open house opportunities. So we're going to be getting the information out there real soon.
Okay, well, sounds good. That's a good idea. Where is the alternative school program located at now?
It's still gonna be in that building.
Okay.
It's gonna be in that building, but they're in two different parts of the building on that, and in the Stillman Heights building, or the new Heights, and the STARS program will still be there. And that will be an opportunity too for those children to get extra help and resources if needed also.
Gotcha. So the Boys and Girls Club is a separate entity from the school system. So is that a joint effort, or is that something that the Boys and Girls Club is just investing at that location?
Well, it's a joint effort, kind of. Of course, we own the building, and we are making the opportunity to put resources in the community that can help all children in the community. If you look where New Heights or Stillman Heights is, it is in a community base. You have Jackson, you have Hayes Court, you have Robinson Garden, and not too far from Creekwood Village. So you have communities right there in opportunity, and you can almost do a lot of things right there in the community. And we just think this community-based partnership is really going to be a great opportunity to see how it works. And like you just asked me, if it works well, then yes, we would look at how we can expand it to other areas. But we have to get this one off the ground and working well. And if there's other partners out there that, well, they can contact Dr. Constance or either Dr. Sherrod or Dr. Daria to get more information on it. We just want this to be something that can help our community so that we can better educate our children here in the city of Tuscaloosa.
Well, one thing I'm gonna put a plug in for myself on that one. After school security for the Boys and Girls Club from the time it started until the kids being picked up, because that's a very important location and a very important time of the day that kids are getting. I don't know if they're walking home or being picked up, but just being familiar with that location, I think it get dark at 5 almost when school gets started. So also be concerned about security of that particular location.
Well, I encourage you to go by there and take a look, and if you can make any suggestions to help us, Dr. Sherrod and Dr. Constance are the ones that's handling that. I am a board member. I have approved a lot of things, but sometimes when you get down in the weeds, I don't know all the answers down in the weeds. But we're there, and we just look for opportunities to improve what we're doing, and that's what they're there for.
Okay.
So we are open to any suggestions or anything to make it better.
Got Mr. Porter. He was calling a minute ago. He has a couple of questions. He said, "Are the current books they're using updated? And have you guys locked into the STEM program for the students?"
Oh Lord, STEM. We do STEM in just about every school. And who asked that question?
Cal Porter.
Okay, let me tell you, we have some of the most intelligent and smart children doing this STEM stuff that blows your mind. We had a young man that came in. He was, I think he was middle school, but he had designed this thing to go down and help clean water, clean up the rivers without having to go down. They could go down and see it and how to pick it up and clean. And as he sit there and explain the dynamics and all those things, you'll be shocked. When we do the robotics and competition and the STEM things at TCTA, elementary children there, and they explain to you how they did the coding and how they did all that, you would be amazed at how these elementary children, and the upper kids are too, but how these elementary children have learned so much about coding, robotics, STEM, and they can explain it to you, talking so intelligently about what they learned. So yes, we put STEM in just about every school at all ages, and it's amazing what these young people are absorbing and are doing with the STEM program. It's not like it used to be where you just had one STEM. They incorporate it with almost a lot of everything they do in some of the schools. So it's a regular thing, and the children are just so excited about just doing it again to be able to explain it to us, make us adults look like
It's true.
Has the school system been able to adopt a nurse at every school?
yes, I, yes, uh, but I think somebody retired. So we're, just like any other thing, we're still hiring in that, but we do have a nurse pretty much at each school.
What's qualification for the nursing for the schools? Do they have to be a RN or
LPN or RN.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mr.
But
Porter's
yeah,
on the
of
phone
course,
with.
the standard background stuff they have to go through because it's a lot of confidential information, that you know about the children that you have to make sure you go through the state standard background check.
Okay. Well, Cal
Yeah,
Porter's
the
on the
person
phone.
will they perform any health checkups for the students, or would there be like an assigned thing like a health day to check blood pressure and just vitals?
in some of our elementary schools, we still have where they come in and do the hearing testing and the eye testing at different times during the year. But that usually be people like from UAB or somewhere coming in and doing that. We don't really do those health screens at the school like that.
The reason I asked, they did it in Tennessee. I think it was Chattanooga they did it in. And I can't remember the school system, but they did it and they found just in the elementary schools they did it, and they found high rates of high blood pressure in kids.
Right. And that's how it usually happens. Even when they're doing the little screens that they do, you too have some of that to show up.
Yeah, it was some that was in stroke level situations. So,
Yes. Uh, I'm looking at your blog too, and somebody asked, are you still having to pay for the STEM program? Um, no student would do. We no. We do ask for donations because a lot of things we use during the STEM program. So you'll see a teacher may say, don't ask for a donation in her classroom supplies and stuff. But you know, when you're doing STEM and you're doing these STEM programs, a lot of our teachers go in their pocket and purchase some of the things that we have to. They have to, you know, they get a allotment that they get. But if a student is working with some of the materials you're doing with STEM, they drop it on the floor and mess it up or something like that. You know, we need to have extras for them so they can do. So there's not a if they ask for a fee, there's a way, you know, I don't believe there's a fee for it anymore. Because we are trying to incorporate STEM in every class because it is so important for the future of our young people to be able to do that on a regular basis. That's very important.
Once again, anyone has questions for Mr. Lucas while we have him on the program, we're talking about going back to the Tuscaloosa City Schools, which is August the 10th. And if you have questions for our Vice Chair, Mr. Marvin Lucas, please give us a call, 205-310-6067. 205-310-6067. Any question is not a stupid question, but we want people to call in, find out information. Anything new that's going on, Mr. Lucas, with the schools, or I think I seen where Central was moved up to a 6A school. Is the numbers increased?
Oh yeah, you know, they looked at that whole thing and made a lot of changes. You know, because you have a lot of different schools in the 7A and 6A, and so they looked at that and moved some into that 7A group and increased the 6A by moving some up out of the 5. A lot of people are worried about Central being able to compete in that group. I think we're going to be fine.
You know, they were initially a 6A school anyway, so.
Well, yeah, but that's what we had one school, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm. But that's true too. That's true too.
And we had all the students going there, and they were champions almost all the time too.
That's correct.
But what we need now is we need our community to get behind Central in this 6A program. We need to go in there and show those young people. You know, I played football when I was in high school in Mobile. And you know when they were singing the national anthem, when we was going singing the national anthem, you know what I was doing? I was looking to see where my mom and my dad were sitting in the stadium. And they both was there in the stadium. I think most people do. Huh? I think most people, if you're on the field, I think most people do. That's what I'm saying. But my point that I'm making is we need mom and dad and sister and brother and the neighborhood to be there so that those children can be encouraged. And you know what? It don't matter if they're not as big as some of the other 6A teams. Some small 6A teams can win if we got the support. And it's not always about how you do on the field. Sometimes you get extra energy just by looking up there and saying, all these people came to see me, and we need you to come out and support Central High School. Now, I'm not just Central. I'm Brian in Northridge, too. So my grandkids go to Northridge. But we need to support all of our schools because our young people look for us to be there. And you know what? If they go on to play college football and go on to be a pro, you're going to be looking for them, too. So we need to support them right now.
Yeah, matter of fact, I had someone inbox me. I think Bryant High School is doing a fundraiser for, I guess it's for the football team. And
yeah, I got that too.
I think they're selling, let's see, let me read it right quick. Bryant High School Stampede Football 2022 advertising program. If you like to order a quarter of a page, or eighth of a page, half a page, full page, full advertisement, 4x8 banner to hang along the gate during the season. They got prices ranging from $25 to $300. Anyone that's interested in making a donation to the Paul W. Bryant High School Stampede program, and I think this goes to all the football. I think a lot of the schools are doing a lot of fundraising right now, and I think their goal is $10,000.
And there's a lot of people in Tuscaloosa that graduated from those different schools. And uh, I was telling somebody, you talk about raising money, but if you multiply it and say, if I'm trying to raise, I'm just taking out of that. If I'm trying to raise $100, but if 100 people give me $1, that's $100.
Yes, sir.
If 10 people give me $10, that's $100. So no matter what you have that you can donate to those schools, please help them in any way you can. No one, no amount is too small to help. So if you can help them, we really appreciate you going out and helping those booster clubs and those football programs and other sports when they come up.
Some speaking along fundraising, I'm just gonna say this, and it's just an idea for if anyone's listening that's a part of a fundraising program. We failed to reach out to the community, for specific people. Uh, Mr. Blackman, he died and gone right now, but he told me one time, while I was sitting in the barber chair, he said a particular program when they first started football, they sent him a contact letter and asking him to be a full-time booster or something part of the booster program, and he purchased the seats. But after that, they didn't do a follow up. They didn't do anything to say, "Hey, we thank you for doing the booster club. Would you follow up and be another booster the next year?" I just say, if you don't ask, you don't know if you're gonna receive. So a lot of time programs can reach out to just individuals in the community and just say, hey, like you said, $100, 100 people at $100, that's $10,000.
That's $10,000.
And
Mm-hmm.
that
Hey,
that
we got Reverend Turner on the line, also there.
okay, go ahead.
Mr. Turner. Okay, he put us on hold. We can go ahead.
Okay, but yeah, anytime I think if people would just take a look at, let's just say, if Central wanted people to get small businesses, if you look at small business, okay, we might can't do $300, but we might could do $100, or we might could do $50 if you kind of made us a part of, in other words, make us a part of the program. I think when I was helping at one time for security with the program, as a police officer, just calling the name of a small business at a football game one or two times during halftime or beginning of football or playing a spot, it goes a long ways. Hey, I heard y'all advertising. I'm coming to support you. So now that one customer that heard about Thomas Barbecue is now receiving back that same $50 that they gave or that $100 they gave. They receiving it back by people just hearing on at the football game. So I think some of the committees, I guess you can say, probably need to get back into that one-on-one basis of, hey, do we know 100 people or 100 businesses that might invest in our fundraising? Where you won't have to have the kid. I see a lot of times the kids on Saturday mornings washing cars. I'd be like, please don't fall in the street. Please don't fall in the street. And I know the concept is, hey, to get the word out, people, uh, you raising money by car wash, by donations or whatever, but I'd be concerned about the safety of the major intersections and stuff for, cars, Skyline Boulevard and McFarland and Skyline and Greensboro on weekends, But just maybe just reach out to the individually people or businesses, and I think it'll work. I think it'll work. That's just a suggestion to some of the chair people that watch.
That's a great opportunity. That will make a difference. I want to throw one other thing out there, Daryl, and this is mainly for the parents, is that when your children get ready to go back to school, let's encourage them to think before they act, because we don't need them reacting to everything that somebody say and doing something that's going to get them in trouble. We need to reduce the discipline issues that we have in the school, because if they get disciplined and they're out for 3 days on suspension, that's 3 days they're not getting the quality education that they should be getting. And so we need our parents to encourage them to think before they act in some of the things that they do and say.
But Mr. Lucas, it's funny you say that. We have actually talked about conflict resolution. Is there any type of thing that the city board could implement inside the schools that might help out with that conflict resolution? I don't know if a lot of these young people know how to.
Well, we do with the bullying policy that we have, and they go and they talk to the counselors, and the counselor get them all together. They talk to them individually, they talk to them together, and then try to work through the issues that they're having. With the intention, hoping that we can resolve those issues without a suspension or without having them to miss educational time. We have in-school suspension at schools that they can go to those, we pull them out and try to have them have what we call a time out, a calm down time that would make a difference. But we need our parents to help us to encourage them too. And they can encourage them in a way that we can't do at the school. But then they do need extra conflict resolution stuff that could help them in a positive way when they're at school one-on-one with those individuals.
Do y'all still have the PTSA meetings?
Yes, sir. I think we're working this year to try to make sure all of our schools actually have a PTSA. Most of the elementaries have just PTA, the middle school through high school have a PTSA, and the S stands for students, so the students can be involved and have an active role in the decisions making for the schools.
Yeah, I haven't heard a whole lot about it here recently, so that's why I was wondering.
We had a little dip there where they dipped down, but we're trying to make sure that each school has a PTA, an active PTA that's working to, because with the PTA you bring in parents and family members. And I keep going back to when I was in high school, my mom was PTA president, and she was a booster president and everything else. And man, when somebody said, "Man, your mama on the hall over there," it made all the difference in the world.
That's right.
Made all the difference in the world. She didn't have to say anything. All they had to do was tell me she was on the hall. So having parents there available makes a difference, and it's really encouraging.
It does.
We got to get more dads and men in the schools too.
Yeah. I was just about to bring that up. There's a school in North Carolina, and that is happening as of right now. Dads come in and they monitor the halls. They sit in the classroom, and it has made a great difference, especially with when kids hit the hallway. What do? They they take their time or whatever. But with them there, whether their children go to school or not, it has made a tremendous, been a tremendous deal for them. For the kids to go where they're supposed to go.
There's a few programs out there. Dads are great students that do a lot things like that. All Pro Dads, which Tony Danger was the sponsor, and the National Father Association. All of those national organizations go in and support local schools, no matter where they are, with their programs and things to help educate them on how they can go into school and be a part to impact young men and young ladies. And I want to say young men and young ladies because those programs, most people we used to just talk about, we need to worry about our young men, but now we need to worry about our young men and our young ladies to keep all of them on the right track.
I agree with that.
Once again, anyone got questions, comments that you'd like to ask our very own Vice Chair of the Tuscaloosa City School Board, Mr. Marvin Lucas, call 310-6067 or 205-826-7661 to get you in contact with us here on the program. Once again, we're talking about welcoming back our students to the Tuscaloosa City Schools. All you have to do is just call in 310-6067 if you have questions, concerns, anything that's relating to the upcoming school year. Please don't hesitate to call in right this very moment. Once again, that number is 310-6067 or 826-7661. Get you in contact with Mr. Lucas here on the program. Mr. Lucas, we just want to thank you for this last minute interview about it, but I thought it was very important that we let people know that the school system is, school is about to start back. And
I'm glad.
Go ahead.
I'm glad you did it at 8:30 because when you first said it, oh Lord, at 6:00 we got school board meetings.
Yes. And tell us a little bit more about what days are school board meetings and when is it open to the public? Give us a little bit more information about that.
School board meetings are on the first and third Tuesday of every month. I think with exception sometimes, Christmas, Thanksgiving, and New Year's might, if we out of school, we don't. But no matter, and all of the meetings are open. They're at TCTA in the small conference room there, and everybody's welcome. If somebody want to come in and have public comment, they just have to sign up before the meeting starts, and they can sign up to speak or say something to the board or that. Most of the time, you won't get a direct response or answer back from us, but we'll take down the information and someone will get back with us on those comments. But it is open to the public. One of the things we're doing, we try to, when school is in, recognize some students or sports or academic, something that our children did at the first part of the meeting, because we think it's a great opportunity. And if you can't come to the meeting, it is on the web. You can go on to the YouTube page and look at it. You go to Tuscaloosa City Schools Direct and go right to it. But it's out there for you to look at or to either come to the meetings, and we appreciate it.
We appreciate what you all are doing for the school system, keeping our school system heading in the right direction. A lot of positive things took place in the last couple of years that I liked or I've seen and that I can vouch for. Like I said, I think Tuscaloosa City Schools is probably one of the safest school systems in the state of Alabama for sure, and probably references one of the best in the nation. So I want to thank you all for all the things y'all do in making our students, our children, our grandchildren safe at the school. So I can contest for that for us giving y'all the credit, all the credit on that. And don't
What?
I
We
realize
can't
that
take,
it's
we can't take all the credit, man.
well.
We have our law enforcement here in the city of Tuscaloosa,
Mm-hmm.
no matter what agency they are from, are here and they support all our children in schools. And if they hear something going on, they come.
Yes, yes.
And we greatly appreciate that.
Well, what I want to say it takes the board to initiate and accept the fact of the law enforcement wanting to help, or the city council wanting to help or implement something of this nature. It's a group effort. Don't get me wrong, but I just appreciate the fact that I can contest that you all are one of the probably the safest school systems in the state of Alabama.
Well, thank you, that we appreciate that.
How does a person or group or anyone, how do they go about donating to the STEM program throughout the school system? Who do they need to get in touch with?
If they wanted to do it to a particular school, just touch base with the principal at that school. If you want to do it through the system, you could talk to Dr. Pope or the secretary in the main office at the central office downtown, and if they could distribute it that way. And also we have the Tuscaloosa Educational Foundation. If you want to do it so you get a tax write-off, you can donate it through them and tell them you're doing it for a particular school or a particular school system, and those funds will go or whatever you did toward that. But everything we really appreciate anything that anyone in the community do, because our young people, we used to say they're the future, but our young people is us today, and we got to make sure we're there to support them so they can be there to support us in the future.
Absolutely. Anybody else got any questions that they want to ask Mr. Lucas today?
Well, it's been an hour, right at an hour that he's been on the phone. I know you had a long day, and you probably got a long day to start tomorrow.
Oh man, I got a load of the schedule.
Okay.
So I want to thank you all for this opportunity. I really appreciate it, and I hope something I said was helpful to somebody out there. And feel free to get in touch with us if you need us again.
Well, I appreciate it. Thank you so much, Mr.
We
Lucas.
appreciate it. Thank you so much for calling in.
Thank you.
All right.
Have a good one.
Mm-hmm.
All right, thank you.
We're going to take a quick commercial break, Mike, and we'll be right back, and we'll talk for a few minutes, and hopefully we'll end the show early tonight. Let's see. Okay, I'm going to take a quick break.
Hello? Hey, Rick. I had to call you to tell you that the food that you brought to the party last night was wonderful. It made me think about my grandmother's cooking. Where did you get that food, brother?
I went down to Thomas Rib Shack to pick up the ribs, but when I got there, I seen that they had more than just ribs. I seen baked chicken, fried chicken, corn muffins, vegetables, apple pie, peach pie, and I looked around and I seen a sign that told me that they got chitlins and oxtails on Sunday. All I can tell you, go down to 2931 15th Street or just give them a call like I did at area code 205-759-5010. Thomas Rib Shack, Tuscaloosa, Alabama.
Get your event jumping with Caroline Shines and Impulse Band. Impulse Band has been together for over 7 years, and they haven't missed a beat yet. The band has and will play in various venues and doesn't mind traveling to you. Being led by Alabama Blues Hall of Famer herself, Mrs. Caroline Shine. Impulse has opened up for Bobby Rush, L.J. Eccles, Tank, Fantasia, Calvin Richardson, just to name a few. The Impulse Band will surely fit your need for entertainment. Dial 205-887-6859 or 205-887-5026. Or you can just email them at shinesbrightly@yahoo.com. Caroline Shines and Impulse, the band made just for you.
For over 27 years here in Tuscaloosa, Catfish Heaven has been pleasing our taste buds with their delicious catfish, pan trout, hot wings, coleslaw, hush puppies, and don't forget about those made-to-order French fries. Whether it's your snack time, lunchtime, or dinner time, give the guys a call over at Catfish Heaven at 205-752-7222, or you can make your order online at catfishheaventuscaloosa.com. So head on over to Catfish Heaven at 2502 21st Street. See you there.
Okay, we're back. Want to go ahead and make a couple announcements right quick. Please put on your calendar Sunday, August the 21st. The Tuscaloosa Police Department will be doing a Investigator Darnell Crusette Memorial Ride, and registration is at 10 a.m. and kickstand is up at 11 a.m. This is all the proceeds are going towards the new memorial plaque at the Tuscaloosa Police Department. So please, if you will, proceed to fund a fallen officer memorial at Tuscaloosa Police Department, and all the proceeds from the ride, $25 for riders and $10 for passengers. So it's going to be a 51 mile ride for anyone. That's 52-mile ride for anyone interested, and they starting from the Harley Davidson place location at 6401 Interstate Drive in Cottondale, Alabama. So if you're interested in making a donation to that, you can contact 205-292-4873. Once again, 205-292-4873. Don't forget about Friday Night Live. Friday Night Live for our youth here in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, for ages from 6 to 17. This Friday night, there will not be one this Friday night, but Friday, August the 12th, will be at Hay Court from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. and Saturday, August the 13th, at Palmore Park from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. So they got a great lineup of activities on Friday and Saturday for Friday Night Live here in Tuscaloosa. And we once again want to thank WTUG, The Block, Power, and Shelton State Community College for doing a great job of offering Saturday Night Live for the kids. Thanks for them. They offer free food, free games, PlayStation tournaments, DJ and dancing, face painting, as well as line dancing and much more. So it's a great time right there at Friday Night Live. This is for our youth between the ages of 6 and 17. Don't forget about coming up on September the 10th, Leroy Hall, which is being presented by No More Tears, a street poet, motivational speaker that'll be at McKinstry Banquet Hall on September the 10th. Times possibly might change. We're not sure yet as of right now, but we still got time to inform you about it. Tickets are on sale for only $30, and don't forget about that. Also, we got a big gospel explosion 2022 that's going to take place. Business vendors and tables and chairs are available. Contact Joya France at 499-2468. Once again, 205-499-2468. And this is being presented by Midas Touch LLC, a gospel explosion. Now, it was set for to be outside. It is now set to be at the Bobby Miller Center on September the 25th, 2022. September the 25th, 2022, the gospel explosion will be taking place at the Bobby Miller Center here at 300 Bobby Miller Parkway here in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Gospel Explosion 22 celebration is going on. If you're looking for insurance, don't forget about our good friend, Miss Alicia Jackson. She's a licensed life insurance agent. Life insurance, retirement, life benefits, annuities, whatever you might have questions, please give her a call at 205-886-1462. Once again, 886-1462. Don't forget about the stage play that's about to take place on August the 20th. August the 20th, about 3 more weeks from now. They're having it going to take place at the Alberta School of Performing Arts, and it's at 2 p.m. and 7 p.m. Moreshaw Productions present My Black is Blue. And it's taking place on Saturday, August the 20th at 2 p.m. and 7 p.m. They're offering two great shows on this particular production, 2 p.m. and 7 p.m. Once again, this is written and produced, directed by Shawana D. Moore. And tickets are only advanced tickets are only $15. Advanced tickets are only $15, and you can get those tickets still on Eventbrite. The day of the show is $20. So don't forget about My Black is Blue, a stage play that's taking place in Tuscaloosa, written by our very own Miss Shawana D. Moore. If you're interested in law enforcement, the Adelsville Police Department is looking for a few great people, men or women. Give them a call or contact them at 205-373-2517, 205-373-2517. And that's, or you can go online, www.cityofadelsville.com. Mike almost was a police officer, well, a police dispatcher in Adelsville back in the day. Right after I graduated from high school, my interest of law enforcement was introduced to me right there at Adelsville High School. Well, the principal said, "Hey, Adelsville Police Department looking for a dispatcher." Asked me was I interested. The only thing about it, when I graduated in May, I was only 17, and the job called for a person to be at least 18. So couldn't get that job, so I came on up to Tuscaloosa and worked at the University Police Department for a little while. And before you know it, went to the Navy and came back, worked at Taylor Hardin. And the next 31 years, I was over at Tuscaloosa Police Department from there. So I was introduced at an early age about law enforcement. Dispatchers make a pretty good job. I make pretty good money also.
I think we probably need to get some police officers and start recruiting in some of the high schools. I understand that you can't be a police officer until you 20, right? 2021?
20. Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I think they can introduce them to the process of being a police officer. Maybe going to get an associate's degree, and then once they get out, they can be ready to join the police force.
They used to offer what they call a explorers program, which kind of
Mm-hmm.
was like an introduction, which is stepped up. It's like an Eagle Scout above Eagle Scout in the Boy Scouts, and I think the Explorer program would introduce them into different stages in different police departments around the city and the country. I mean, across the state. Do offer that Explorer program still. Kind of introduce young people into it, let them go out and do some stuff for us.
They used to have it here in Tuscaloosa a while back.
Right.
I don't think they do. I know it was around when I was in high school.
It
A
was
lot of us who were in RTC
it was going on for a little while.
were
Sure
interested in
was.
it.
It was going on for a little while, and I think that was a great idea of getting the interest of young people into law enforcement. And you know, the we didn't get to talk about a lot about the TCT program here with Mr. Lucas. I guess more questions could have been asked concerning that, but you know, they have introduction to nursing and different professions as far as barbering. I think barbering is one. Nursing,
Yes,
fire department, welding, auto mechanic, um, what you call it, dealing
they
with
have some what's called
culinary arts.
um yeah I forgot what they actually call it now, but it's like to be a beautician to do hair.
Yeah,
Um,
cosmetology.
all of that stuff is over there. Actually have cooking classes, uh, at TCT, and all of this. Um, and I guess one of the questions I probably would have asked is there was at one time, there was not enough, enough space for all the people that wanted to be in a lot of those classes.
Mm-hmm.
They said,
But Mike,
what about that?
I heard. Well, I don't know, is it this past year, but a couple of years ago, it wasn't enough kids that were interested in some of those trade programs that they offered at TCT, and they were, matter of fact, they were highly recruiting. Because you got a lot of people now. They got broadcasting things we're doing now. Kids are doing it now. I mean, they're running their own TV station right now, pretty much at the high school level.
Yes.
So,
Well, actually, even at elementary, when I lived in Florida, the school offered broadcasting in the elementary schools, and of course they was paid for. Florida schools, they still were paid for a lot by the Florida State Lottery. And they had, because I was going to school down there myself as being an electrician, and we had to do the wiring for the lighting and everything like that. They actually had students. You would think they do it in WPTM studio or Fox 6 or some studio, the elementary school. And they got up into middle and high school even more than that. So it was astonishing. And most of everything, like I said, everything they had was paid for by the lottery. But I still ask the question, like, I don't know why we don't actually have one, considering how as a Friday, somebody just won $1.32 billion. I was Mississippi bound Saturday if nobody hadn't won, but somebody won.
yeah, well, I had my ticket, Mike. My son had bought me one out of Kansas the week before when it was 731 out. My granddaughter picked me two winning numbers for $10. So we had the Mega Million Ball number 15 and 60, and that paid me $10. So I'm gonna start using them. Say, pick me some numbers, sweetie. Maybe you can pick us a million and make us a millionaire. But yeah, I got a couple. My son that got some tickets out of Kansas. But here's the thing about
I kept procrastinating, and I kept saying, by the time I get there, somebody's been a woman, and then that's when I know it said 1.28 billion. I said, oh, we got to go. And I said, we can't go until the weekend. I said, well, it's going to draw again. I said, hopefully one nobody hit it. Of course, somebody hit it. So,
of course. But you notice that lately it's always been somebody up north winning. North Forest,
yes,
Ohio, Michigan, Chicago, those areas, man. They've been the winning numbers in far as those locations.
Don't forget
Wisconsin, all those areas in that way. That's been where the winners has been, and so it makes me think Mississippi just in there. I guess I don't know. I mean, I don't hear nobody winning nothing at Mississippi lottery.
Yeah, I think a lot of people probably win the smaller jackpots. My wife, she likes to look at a show that comes on called My Lottery Dream Home. Mm-hmm. And you see quite a few people from actually Mississippi, Florida, and Georgia, and Tennessee that they just won off scratch offs. They might win, 500,000 or $1 million. Of course, you won't ever hear about any of that stuff because it's not that big jackpot. But truthfully, if I scratch off a ticket and win $1 million, I'm not gonna be too mad at it.
That's it, right?
But yeah, I think that's the kind of stuff that's going on. And the other part that listen to what you were talking about, well, you notice how many states you said that actually winning one of these jackpots, and Alabama don't have one to even attempt to win. Um, on the news, what was Thursday, I think it was, they were showing how many people were actually going to the surrounding states. They had news people going, some up in like Tennessee, some in Mississippi, some in Georgia, and some in Florida, at the state line. And each and every last one of these state lines, gas stations were packed out.
With Alabama people.
Alabama people. I just don't understand. That don't make much sense to me.
Well, here's the sense is it. We just don't have a lottery. They don't want us to have a lottery. They want the money to keep going to Tennessee, Mississippi, Florida, and Georgia. Mississippi, Tennessee, Florida, and Georgia. Tennessee, Mississippi, Florida, and Georgia. Mississippi, Tennessee, Florida, and Georgia. Just keep sending the money over there.
My thought is also, in addition to, okay, we're spending our money in Mississippi, Georgia, Tennessee. I felt like that money is also going to the winning number, which the person might get in those states we mentioned. It's like we're paying for it.
Oh yeah,
we're paying for somebody else state to win.
Yeah, we're paying for
because
it.
It's the same. It's the same with public clearing. You don't see nobody win down here in the South. It's always somebody up north.
Yeah.
Or Midwest, but in the north.
But you're right.
Yeah. I know that every time that lottery comes up in the state of Alabama, the one thing that kills it is the fact that they want to put all proceeds from it into a general fund instead of earmarking it for education or Medicare or Medicaid, like most other states have done with the lottery. So that kills it. But most other people they don't want it to go in the general fund. So
well, we already know it. Earmark money really don't necessarily mean it's earmarked for that particular thing anyway. Because let's take the money we got from the government, federal government, for the coronavirus, and they using that money now for the bills, mega prisons, mega prisons. Yeah. With the gas tax paying for the highway stuff. The increased gas tax, the 10% gas tax paying for that. But the new prisons, from my understanding, they gonna use some of them billions that were sent here for the for coronavirus that probably should be utilized for some families.
It should be utilized for the educational programs that this state needs severely. And just when you're talking about the STEM program, a lot of money needs to go into the STEM program throughout the state, because of its effectiveness of heightening the education levels of the students in our schools. They already Bama is lagging behind for education wise, but also the overall picture of it. The education budget always suffers. The education budget and the Medicare, it always takes the first hit by the government. So instead of trying to get funds out of other areas of the government, that's the first thing they hit. So that lessens what the states can get. That also lessens, that's why we pay for today and have been for the last 20 years or more since they hit that first. The government hit that first. We pay for the school supply. Whereas when we was all going to school, all we do is either show up with a pen and a piece of paper. Now kids got to bring everything because the education budget gets hit by the government. So there's less money to go to the school. There's less money to pay the teachers for every state, every school system in that state.
Mr. Porter, you bring up a valid point about parents providing, everything for the kid. Now,
Look, it ain't just for the kids either. A lot of this stuff is for the teachers.
well, here's my point. I guess I want to make, and I don't have a problem with it, but if you multiply 10, I'm just going to use the elementary schools for example, and let's just say every elementary school in the city has 4 pre-K classes, and every pre-K class wants you to bring probably 2 Lysols, 2 hand washers, and paper towels and tissue and blah 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 blah, with 20 students in each class. So that's 80 kids that, and just say everybody buys into doing it. Man, that's a shelf of things just on the pre-K. Now every first grade level, now that's 80 kids at one school, but we talking about 80 kids times 10. Yeah, 80 kids times 10, that's 800, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's 800.
You right there, and then you start running into the problem of where you gonna store all this stuff at. Because most you got to bring all that stuff in like the first week of school. All those Lysol white, and a lot of people go to the store and buy that 2-pack or that 3-pack so they can get it out the way. Well, how are they able to store all that stuff in the school so that they can utilize it as they need it? That's just one thing. That's a bulky item. That, you know what I'm saying? All those students got to bring Kleenex up in there. All those students got to bring pens, paper, and I'm talking red ink pens for the teachers to use. Now they have to use, I don't know if they're using too much notebook paper. I think they just have to bring in Xerox paper now, so they have to bring in packs of Xerox paper for them to run stuff off. And maybe they didn't took that off. I don't know, since they're going to be utilizing a lot more laptops here as of late. But there's so many different things that they have to have. The list, it started off as like a half a sheet, and now it's like 2 or 3 sheets.
Like a little book.
Yeah, you have to have a lot of stuff to send your kids to school now.
I think I heard one lady said, I think it was $200 and some for kindergarten. I want
$200 for kindergarten?
to say she said it was $200.
Imagine the athletes, band people.
Yes.
Marching bands, majorette, the band, musicians, the majorettes, the dance lines. They still have to have all their school things in addition to their extracurricular.
Mm-hmm.
Any type of sport events, any type of clubs. And my thing is, I get to the point, even when some of us who have kids now who have graduated and they have their children, but when our kids were in school, that really started to get to a lot of us, because when we were in school, they never gave us a list. They told us crayons and stuff like that. They told us what to bring, and we had it. Our parents pretty much knew we needed scissors, crayons, pencils, paper. We knew what we needed. We know what we need. And I think we know what these kids need now, unless, like you said, they transition to a more technical curriculum, and they're not using paper and stuff like that as much, and then they can let you know. But sometimes they have a place to put it. Like some of those closets up in those schools are packed. So, and for me, they need to take an account of what they already have And I know they have like a general list, I guess, that comes from the board, whatever. But certain schools need to take accountability. Principals are like presidents of the school. So they should take into accountability what they have stopped, because I have members in my family that have worked in the school systems. And sometimes at the end of the year, those closets are stocked. And then when you're talking about cleaning supplies, such as Lysol and this kind of stuff, those things do have an expiration date. And if they don't have an expiration date on them, usually after 2 years, they're no good. So, and then people say, well, they take them home. Yeah, probably some of them do, because after so long, they're no good. And then they know that they're going to be replenished through the list. So my thing is quit being replenished so much, take account of what you have. And then say, well, okay, we don't need this much right now. Or maybe when we come back for second semester over after the Christmas break. I mean, I truly think that the beginning semester, the first semester, they should take account of what they have left over from the previous year. Now, if they don't have anything left over from the previous year, over the summer, they can formulate a list of what each school needs instead of just giving out this broad second grade, third grade. You know, you could do that for your school, per school. I feel like I said, principals are the presidents of schools, so it shouldn't be such a hard job. They can designate to somebody to do it for each school. And I just feel like that's something that the board, we do have a they do designate, tell you what your school can do. So I just feel like you should be taking accountability, taking an inventory of what you have at the end. And you may guesstimate wrong, but hey, if you guesstimate wrong, at least you haven't just people don't feel like so stressed to get so much when there is stuff there. And be honest about it. You know, people like to say, well, I wouldn't want to think that they would do that. We have to be honest. People are human. We all put our pants on one leg at a time. We all put our dress on over our head or pull our skirt up. We are human. People are not will not be truthful, especially when them not being truthful will benefit them in some way. Some may be thinking, well, you know what? Just make sure they get it though. Even though we got all this, we still tell them bring it anyway. I can hear it being said. We've all said it at some point. Well, it's just like me. My kids don't go to the store, mom. So you going to get that just because it's on sale. Y'all, well, look, I put it in the storage room, and then you never know how this stuff going. You know, that's true nowadays, but I say in the past, that's just how I've always been. I'm not really necessarily a stocky, bulky type of person where I'm in Sam's getting the paper towels every 2 or 3 months or something like that. But sometimes I do. Or if I see something that's on deal, it's on clearance, I'm gonna get it if it's something that I frequently use. And see, I feel like teachers are their mothers, their parents, their fathers, they're the same way. Well, get it, go ahead and get it. It's the beginning of the year, they're expected to do it anyway. But how many can afford to do it? So just take an inventory of what you have, and maybe you can adjust the sheets, the list, because the lists are becoming, like you guys said, not one sheet now. They're like two, three. You're not as a book.
Small syllabus.
Good point. Good point.
Just take account of what you have already. Each school should be able to do that. As a board, the board designates things to do. They're in charge of certain things. Looks like that'll be one of the things they say, okay, at the end of the year, you guys have to have in a list of what you have. At least have it into the principal. And then the principal should be able to designate without even going to the board, but what we would need for our school. I mean, all it takes is a meeting amongst teachers. Okay, y'all says this is what we have. So starting out, what do you think we need? So that it can be helpful for them, the students at school, and not be such a cost burden on the parents. Because they do have some stuff left over. I'm not gonna say every single school does, but y'all will be amazed at how many schools at those last couple of days of school, and you can go up there and you can open up a closet. And this is not stuff that has been supplied to the school. This is stuff that parents have brought in. And my thing is, whatever happened to basic paper towel and soap being in a school? That what do they do with the funding that they get from the state and the government? Maybe sometimes that's why states don't want to fund as much. What are you doing with the funding?
I will say this, and you're definitely right about everything you said. When my kids were going to Rockport, I did see the parents, regardless if their child or not, they brought enough for every child in the classroom. When my kids, yeah, both my kids, when they went to went to kindergarten, no, after they went to when they went to first grade, the teachers looked at us and said, "Don't go buy nothing. They don't need nothing."
See, I think it should be based on the school. And then like you said, some parents are like happy to buy more. We may not believe it. Sometimes we surprise ourselves. That's one thing I have noticed with schools. Some parents are happy to buy more or to give extra. I've seen parents who, like I used to do, I would put my kid's name on everything, but I would still take in the bulk of whatever they asked for. But I wanted to make sure they had it, and then the school had no excuse for saying we haven't brought anything. They had no excuse not to have it, and it wasn't really even expensive. Um, because my thing is, if I get, let me be responsible for my child as far as pencils, paper, and all this kind of stuff, and each parent be responsible because I'm telling you, parents will surprise you once they're responsible for their child, and they don't feel like I gotta get this and where is it going. It's almost like they do it anyway. But being told you need this, you need Lysol wipes, you need Clorox wipes, you need this, and that, especially during a time like now, you got to keep parents who probably willing to send over a whole 5 pack of Clorox wipes without you having really be tell them on a list. You have parents that's willing to send in 2, 3 packs of Lysol spray without telling them. The thing is, sometimes the school tells you that there are certain things they can't take, and I'm like, it kind of throws you off then, and it discourages people because my thing is this: if y'all ask for all these wipes and this kind of stuff, well, now during what we're still kind of a pandemic, don't tell parents that they can't bring certain cleaning supplies because the cleaning supplies that they use at the schools, they're all chemical, they're all chemical based. So if you're asking for paper, you're asking. Sometimes I think they get a little picky in what they're asking for, and I'm like, take what a person can give you, and don't. Who cares if it's Dollar General brand, if it's great value, take it. Because when they put stuff like that on the list anyway, I always bought store brand anyway. Unless the major brand was on sale. Because you look back there at the back of it, it all says the same thing. Or so close to the same thing. It's still a cleaning agent. So I just think more parents are more giving than the schools think. And if you just take an inventory of what you have and don't make it look like you're requiring them to bring so much, they'll actually bring more. Maybe not all parents, but enough parents.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's 10 o'clock. It's 10 o'clock, or right at 10 o'clock. And I think we're at a good point of stopping for the night. I want to thank everybody for chiming in. Right now, I want to thank Mr. Lucas for chiming in and being the guest for tonight. And we will be back on Thursday. And might have another guest on Thursday. I'm not sure. Mike is Miss young lady doing the gospel. Yeah, is she gonna be able to come back on anytime soon, or this?
I'm sure I will hit her up and make sure she's available for Thursday.
Okay, okay. Well, great show.
She know a lot of modeling and stuff too, so that's the thing they keep um, they do a lot of stuff around the state of Alabama and Georgia, modeling wise. So
Gotcha. Understand that. Well, y'all, I enjoyed the show and enjoyed Mr. Lucas with all the information, all the valuable information about back to school. And looking forward to Thursday. We'll have a program on Thursday. And any other announcements? If not, we're going to close it out for the night.
real quick, before I forgot, because I forgot to say something last week. Greater Faith had back to school fun day for the kids this past Sunday. This Saturday they have first time homeowners workshop, and I think they're gonna have a financial workshop also at Greater Faith in Moundville. So and it is open to anybody who wants to come. Please also don't forget that they have the fitness class that they do from 10 to 11 every Saturday also. The admission is $10, so y'all can go in and get your physical fitness on. And while there, they also have reading enrichment for your kids, I think up until the 5th grade, they're about ready to expand on all of that too. So
Well said. Well said.
Well, look, I need y'all to buy me a few lottery tickets. That's what I need. My birthday's coming up. Y'all know my birthday's coming up. I need a few lottery tickets. My birthday is Friday, August 5th. I just want some lottery tickets. I need a few lottery tickets. That's what I need. That's what
I
I
don't
need.
even know just because there's no more around. It might not be about. It might not be worth time, man.
Who cares what it is, Mike? Oh, it'll always be. It'll always be worth having. It'll always be worth having. Because as soon as one is over, it's a whole bunch of money in the pot for the other one. And see, last year, the pandemic had me scared to go anywhere. I did go ahead and go to Georgia. I thought I was going to be a little bit more, okay, free to go a little bit further, do a little bit more. But then this monkeypox got me. And I'm looking like, what the heck? You can't touch nothing, can't sleep on nothing. Based on my past 3 bed sheets, I ain't gonna go stay in nobody's hotel. So I just need to be scratching off stuff. I just need to be scratching off stuff. So y'all go and get those keys. Y'all collect them. I ain't put no sheets on nobody's mattress. I would sleep I would rather get a blow up mattress and just sleep on and put it on the floor and then throw it away when I get ready to go. Because that's probably what's gonna have to happen. Because last year it was a pandemic and now it's this year. Y'all, that stuff I be paranoid. I be paranoid. So this stuff is easy. The way they talk about how easy it is, I'm like, oh my gosh. You cannot stop having fun. You gotta do something. Yeah. So I guess you gotta wear gloves all day, wear a mask all day, and do whatever you gotta do.
All I got to say is, Winnebago. All I got to say is, Michael Jackson had it right back in the day when everybody thought he was crazy. Didn't he?
Oh.
Yeah, well, he walked around with his mask. That's good.
Did y'all, I don't know if y'all saw Kanye, but at one of the awards, when Puffy got the award, Kanye was standing up there with all this stuff on. That joke was so funny. They was like, what is wrong with Kanye? Y'all, Kanye was covered. He was covered. You could not see anything on him. And y'all already know they be saying Kanye kind of cuckoo. Kanye is a genius, but they be saying cuckoo. Kanye, you could not see nothing. I think you may have been able to see his lips. Y'all, the lips may have been covered. I don't even know.
He is cuckoo for Cocoa Pop.
He's one of those ones that he's both though. He's both. Like I would say, y'all, it's a fine line. And when he go on the good side of the line, Kanye is very, very smart. Very, very smart. Very smart. But it was so funny. I think of him and I'm like, dang, you have to go. So go to I guess you can go to the beach. Go take your blow matches, go to the beach. And I'm like, really? Y'all know what that means though? What y'all know what it means though? Prayer, prayer, prayer. We got to pray.
Yeah.
We got to pray.
But last week was short week. So as far as going to the beach, I don't know about that either.
No, I'm going to the beach. Don't try to throw on my commercial and everything, Mike. You already see how I am. I'm sitting up here looking like what? You throwing my commercial and everything. No, we're going to the beach. We're gonna breathe in that sea salt air. We're gonna breathe in that sea salt water. We're gonna breathe it in. I'm going in here.
I'm stay on the beach. That's all I'm saying.
We gonna don't be that person. Don't be that person. Don't be that Debbie Downer. Don't be that Debbie Downer. That thing's already looking kind of wild now.
I don't know how many of us get the water anyway.
Oh, we get in the water. You better get up the farm. We get in that water. You better come up out the 80s and 90s. We be getting in that water. We do a lot of things we didn't used to do.
Hey, I ain't never got no further to my knees.
No, get out there and breathe in some of that salt water off the ocean.
I breathe in that salt water and get in.
Oh, heck. So that's about the only thing you can do, y'all. It's like, you gotta have some fun some kind of way. I guess you do like the old people go to bingo.
Yeah.
Well, with the murder bingo, so no got in.
So that's what I said. It's bingo or scratch house. So y'all go down there over there. What is this over there? Columbus. Get some scratch house and bring them on back over here. I'll come out there, but I'll come out and pick them up.
They have a bingo match over there in Kiss Hall.
You even get me rated.
That would be fun. I had that Derby the announcer.
They got bingo over there.
17.
They got bingo in McKinstry Hall.
I'll be hollering bingo, bingo, bingo. I'll be hollering bingo before you start.
He had to put you out.
Yeah, that's why I just put that out. See, I'm already talking about bingo.
Already, he ain't called with 3 numbers. He ain't called with 3 numbers.
I'll be right back. Y'all go to the bathroom. Bingo, bingo for the bathroom.
She got 10 calls over there trying to dot all of them.
Y'all went to bingo with my mom one time. I was so mad. I had about so many. I was like, I know when one of these things ain't gonna end up. You buy all those sheets, books, and still don't win. Woo, there be some mad folks when they buy them things.
Especially
But you win at bingo is good. If you get good, you get good.
That's true. Yeah. I used to live in Florida, and they had a bingo hall everywhere.
Okay, so they're talking about on the news. They're talking about the back to blue benefit ride. Okay, and so okay, I saw Officer Kroon and another officer VFW.
Yeah, one of
Okay, yeah, they're talking about it. They're talking about it on the news. Yeah, but I just had to say something. I'm sitting up here talking about daughters. I'm like, I got to vent. I vent to them. I had to vent to y'all. Last year, the pandemic. This year, the pandemic still, and it was feeling a little bit better. Now the monkeypox. We got to pray, y'all. We got to pray.
keep praying. I'm telling you.
They don't solve all that. They got the K9 influenza. That's everybody.
Cause y'all know you went to the hotel before and pulled back the cover and see a long string of hair. Okay, new room. I got new room. I gotta get. I spray alcohol for the bed bugs, spray Lysol for everything else. I don't even want to do it. I just wanna go to the beach. Go to the beach. Put my blow up mattress on. Spend a couple days. Come on back to the house.
That's what we're gonna buy. We're gonna buy you a tent so you can go just sleep on the beach.
Now sleep on the beach. I slept on the beach before. That is fun. But you got to make sure you off. Well, it depends on the beach. It depends on the beach. You got to make sure you got that off or something, because people think the insects don't go. Oh, they be out there on the beach. I noticed. Whenever I've been in like Destin or Gulf Shores, it seems to be better. But I've been to other beaches, and y'all, I'm thinking, okay, we ain't got to worry about no insects. At night, it was good during the day, but at night we did.
In Virginia? In Virginia, boy, them jokers gonna light you up day and night.
I'm saying at Virginia, I used to be in Fort Lee. We would go to Virginia Beach, go down to Virginia Beach. Yeah, I didn't have a big problem in Virginia. Not during the day, at night, but not during the day.
Shoot, I can't say that. I was at the Navy base at Virginia Beach. And you had to wear pants out there.
It's like you ain't have no fun.
Well, I'm from the country anyway, so I stayed spraying from off on me. But
Now if you had some pants on, you ain't had no fun. Like Virginia Beach on a hot day, summer day. Mm-mm. But yeah, I don't know. So I'm like, I remember last year Dad was like, well, you gotta have some fun. And I was like, I said, you ain't lying, you gotta do something. Went to Georgia, had fun in Georgia. And then y'all, we thinking, okay, finally seems like, because it's been where we had the spikes and then it gets better. This time it seemed like it was better for a while. But then last week when they said 46 numbers at DCH, I was like, what?
But what I'm saying, Veronica, you know like I know, don't nobody. It's not that many people that's wearing masks now. Like they.
But CDC started back to, and they have started back to suggestion, and that's one thing I don't like about the school policy. Like even Jefferson County saying they're not making, But what they're saying is don't judge people. If you don't want to wear, so people who don't wear masks feel like they get judged, but at the same time, they turn around and look at people with masks on like they're crazy. So it's your choice. If you want to send your children to school with a mask, you want to wear a mask to work. I mean, to school, if you work in schools, you can do that. Nobody should be offended by anybody their choice to wear or not wear. But my thing is, some people have worn masks and say that they still ended up contracting it. So whenever numbers get to a certain number, I feel like it should be mandated again. I feel like any local area should have enough sense to mandate it when the numbers reach a certain level. But everybody's worried about their rights. But you know what? Like Jesse said, if it's something you can see, they may take the vaccine. Because I seen a couple of them today. My daughter was showing me saying, "Oh, they didn't take their COVID vaccine, but if they got the monkeypox vaccine, they'll take it." Why is that? Because you can see it. When they saw some of the images, they didn't want to take it. They still said they're not going to take the C-19, but they'll take the monkeypox vaccine. And then I guess because you can use the vaccine that's used for smallpox is the one that they're using right now for monkeypox. But still, it's just like he did say, if it's something that people can see, then they're more inclined to say they'll take it.
I've seen people now, I see more people now who haven't taken the COVID vaccine, but yet they'll wear a mask.
Some of them have done. Some of them won't do either one.
Why are you wearing a mask if you won't take the vaccine?
Why are they wearing a mask and they won't take the vaccine? Well, some people say that they'll wear a mask, but they're not taking the vaccine because the vaccine, they don't want to get injected. They don't want to get stuck. But they will at least wear a mask. And my thing is, if you feel that way, I'm okay with that. At least they're doing something. I mean, because I can't really judge somebody for not wanting to take something that's new. It's still new. Some of us chose to take it for whatever our reasons are. But for those who didn't choose to take it, I have no problem with those people who didn't choose to take it but are willing to wear a mask. Some people didn't take it and won't wear a mask. That right there just books my eyes. You didn't take it and you won't wear a mask. But if you didn't take it and you at least wear a mask, they're at least doing something. Because it shows that they may be afraid of the vaccine, but they're also willing to protect themselves and other people as much as they can.
But they also said people who have taken the vaccine are sheep.
Yeah, they do. But my thing is, if you do something, then you're not acting like you're above and beyond anybody else. Like you're above and beyond. Some people don't like to take pills. So they definitely don't want to take vaccines.
But as
So,
in token,
and if there's some of the people wearing the
the
mask,
taking the vaccine are sheep.
well,
You
people
put
who
the mask at the same time, and they wearing the mask.
well, and being in the medical profession, people who say that they feel like people are being open to experimentation.
For not taking it, how can you put us down for taking it?
But see, there's that like you have so many different people though. To see if somebody's saying that somebody's a sheep and they're wearing the mask, some of those people feel like this is still all experimental and they don't trust it. So some of them say, y'all being sheep for the government, y'all being this, whatever. They believe in it, but they're not going to be a sheep for the government. They're not going to do this, that. They're not going to be stuck. They're not going to be poked. They're not going to take what they call the jab. But they will do what they can do. If that means hand washing, sanitizing, and wearing a mask. So that's kind of like a political, those people are more on a political spectrum when they're saying you're a sheep. They're not, at least they're not saying it doesn't exist. You have some so far gone on the political spectrum, they're saying it doesn't exist.
People walking around here today saying that. They ain't got no political affiliation.
I mean, it doesn't. But if you have somebody who has common enough sense, they have come through the facilities I work in, they wear a mask, and they feel like a lot of them. I don't know. Sometimes people are being derogatory. You kind of have to look at the person at that point. But you have people that have been encountered and come into facilities. They say you're a sheep for the government. This. It's about the government, whether it's political or not. It's still about this is what the government wants you to do. They're not doing it. That's their body. They don't want something put into their body that was discovered. That was created so quickly, and they call other people sheep. I can deal with that person. If I can deal with that person, if that person, if now what I'm telling you is, I can deal with that person because at least they're willing to wear a mask. So I don't feel like they're hypocritical, but at least they're wearing a mask.
Have taken other medication.
It doesn't, some people have, Kai. Some people have.
Yeah,
but I know no. You can't say the majority. Do you work and see the numbers? Do you? I know you go into facilities. That's what I'm about to say. But do you go into facilities?
I'm not brushing with a broad stroke.
Okay, because I was about to tell you, facilities, we're looking at numbers. We're looking at, but see, that's a broader number, and that's the better number. That's the better number for society.
Yeah.
So look at it. If a person is going to wear a mask, like they're saying, we can't make people wear a mask anymore. But if a person is going to wear a mask, do you want to be encountering someone who won't take the jab, won't wear a mask, as opposed to a person who won't take the jab and will wear a mask? I don't care what they think, they're wearing a mask. If I'm going to work with somebody, I work in medical facilities. When I work, I know what you're talking about. You're talking about people who,
because I did.
right. That's what I say. You're talking about people who you know who are judging you. See, we can't even focus on them because they're gonna do what they want to do anyway. You have to focus on when you're protecting yourself and who you allow yourself to be around. You want to no who. That's why I was about to say you can't pay them people no. You can't pay them no attention because you have to focus on yourself and who you're gonna allow yourself to be around. You already know how they're thinking, so guess what? You're not gonna allow yourself to be around them. But there are a lot of people who won't take it, but they will still at least protect themselves by wearing a mask. I don't have any problems with it. I don't care what people say who aren't thinking logically, because some people won't take it. They won't wear a mask. They're not thinking logically. They're just thinking, I'm going to do what I want to do. A lot of times, thinking logically means doing what's better for society, not what you want to do. So, people who are saying stuff like that, they're derogatory anyway. You just have to make sure you keep yourself away from them. Once they tell you that, when they tell you that, that's the best, that's a favor. They've done you a favor. Once they told you that, they've done you a favor. If it's people you know, once they've told you that, they've done you a favor. Because then you know how to take even broader precautions if you do have to be around them. But when we're talking about people in general, like you may see somebody like we always kind of, and I'm guilty of that. We kind of stereotype people. We think, well, they would do this, they would do that. Best believe I've been in doctor's offices. I work in facilities. People will come in there. If they don't believe in that, they are not going to take C-19 vaccine. They are not. But they will wear a mask. They will wear gloves. They're going to do what they can, but they are not going to take it. And for a lot of those people, it's political. For others, it's still too new. And it's true, it is new, but you have to make a decision for yourself.
Thing I don't see how it's political and how is it I never thought that how is it affecting their rights according to the Constitution. I need to see where that's written in the Constitution.
Yeah, it never did affect the constitutional rights. It never did.
But it's just they come up with everything they can come up with on the phone.
Yeah. But have you noticed that it's not affecting their constitutional rights, but they use the Constitution, right? Okay, well, when it came to the abortion rights, the abortion advocate said, well, abortion isn't in the Constitution, but it's still our right to privacy. Those same type of people who saying wearing a mask was against their constitutional rights said that having an abortion was against the constitutional rights and they shouldn't be allowed to have it.
Yep.
People are so in tune with making laws and policies fit what they want to do. Right. Right. And the scary thing is when you don't know those people. So when you know those people, they're doing you a favor.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
When you know those people, they're doing you a favor. And we always have disagreements. It doesn't mean you have to dislike them, disown them, but you have to darn enough protect yourself from them and stay away from them.
You know what time it is when they come around. You need to get somewhere else because you don't know where they'll be.
Yeah. Yeah, because y'all they talking about stuff being spread on surfaces. And I'm gonna make a correction with that monkeypox. I said it was respiratory. It's not respiratory. It's kind of like what they thought COVID was, droplets. And remember they had us cleaning everything. So if you're in a confined enough area, it is if you cough, if you're in someone's face and you're close enough, then it's not reaching far like 6 feet, but it's still. It's like with smallpox. If you're in a building, you're in a close area, those droplets, if the respiratory and not respiratory depends on how close you are. And so that's why stuff is like so scary. And I'm like, what do you do? Like you want to have fun. You got stuff like birthdays. You got stuff like weddings. It's like all you can do is pray. Pray first and protect yourself second. Pray before you leave your house. Pray over your family. Pray before you leave your house. And we were talking about having Bible studies. Sometimes I think we need that for real because when we had that, those pastors that called in, and when y'all talked about that, it was a lot of stuff that was covered and touched on, and a lot of questions. A lot of times we left with some questions, but it was dialogue. So, and it's just like sometimes some people even throw religion when you're talking about the C-19. But I do know, I said if Jessica called me today, I was going to tell him that I have seen people saying that they will take the vaccine for monkeypox, but they're not going to take the one for C-19 because they can see. They've been seeing pictures. And I'm like, but they saw pictures of people being in hospitals and stuff. But it's like just was saying, but they didn't see, what I'm saying, like pictures of it'll look like this, it'll look like that. They just saw people in the hospital, right? And some of them will probably even say, well, smallpox been around, they can have their vaccine. If that's what they're gonna use, they'll go ahead and take it. Because that is like what they're using right now. So it's like I was looking at the day, y'all, and I was like, thank you, Jesus. Lord willing, my birthday is Friday. And I want to go out of town. But I looked at the numbers. Alabama has 19 cases. I want to go to Florida. They got 480 some cases. Georgia has 455 cases. And I'm like, and those are reported cases. So, you never know what a number truly is. You only know what's reported. So that's why I always say, y'all, be careful. Be careful. We got to be careful. Have to pray about it. Pray, have faith in the Lord that whatever it is, you get through it, but just be careful. And I'm like, dang, they talking about services. They make you want to put gloves back on.
Or get in a glove.
I'm like, oh my gosh. You gotta have, look, I'm glad they came with Zoom. We just gotta have, we can look, y'all, we ain't even got to go to the kids. We can do the Zoom on the bingo on the Zoom. They'll do the bingo. Y'all already know Lala, she gonna go to sleep around 8:30. We gotta get started right at 8 o'clock. Anybody come?
Come in late. They did done with.
She need to win within the first 30 minutes.
Because y'all know the first round take was about 15 to 20 minutes, about a good 30 minutes sometimes.
There you should get her the winning card.
I don't know, sometimes you're not laughing at it, but you just have to try to find something to laugh about.
Yeah.
Well, y'all, it's 10:30. We're gonna talk on Thursday more about the COVID cases and the monkeypox.
Oh yeah, because there you did say you had more information about it.
I'm gonna try to get a little bit more information.
Okay, because I heard what you told us earlier, and I don't know. I'm interested to see what else comes out.
Okay. Y'all have a great night, and we're gonna talk to y'all on Thursday.
All right, y'all have a great night.
Okay.
Y'all too.
Bye-bye.
No.